Hello guys, welcome to today's video. So today we'll be continuing our series on the customer relation management and we'll be discussing the chapter 10. And then today the topic of discussion is the customer experience. In the previous videos also we have discussed how the customer centric business strategy is very essential for winning and keeping the profitable customer, which is the main goal of the strategic CRM. So in that we have understood some of the main key issues which when defining a strategic CRM are the company's customer portfolio, the customer perceived value, and the third one is the customer experience. In the previous video we have discussed about the company's customer portfolio and also about the customer perceived value, the way the customer sees the value you are providing to him. And now the third important essential thing is the customer experience. Customer experience is very essential because at every touch point, wherever your business, when you are selling a product or the service, you are doing it through the at the touch point. So if the touch point experience is not good, then definitely your products or your services won't sell. So in this video, we'll be seeing some of the important essential aspects of customer experience and some other methods through which we can work on the customer experience. So what exactly is the customer experience? Customer experience is basically nothing but the cognitive and the affective outcome of the customer's exposure to interaction with the company's people, process, product, services, and other outputs. In other words, the two things that that incorporate the customer experience is the thinking, which is a cognitive, and the affective outcome is nothing but the experience or their feelings. So whatever feelings and the thinking they are having at the time, either when they are coming in interaction with your organization people or with the process of your organization or the technology or the product or the services. So basically, in short, if you say it consists of two things, one is the cognitive impression and the second is the affective impression. The cognitive impression is due to thought and the thinkings as to what are the beliefs you are having whenever you are getting an interaction with the product or the services of that company. And the second one is affective impression, which is nothing but the feeling and attitude. Like what feeling you are getting, whether you're getting a positive feeling or you're feeling good or you're feeling negative, whatever feeling you are having at that moment when you are coming in interaction with the product or the service, then that encompasses the affective impressions. So these two are nothing but they together forms the customer experience. Next, the ways in which the customer experience can be managed by the company is by two efforts. So one is the service marketing and another one is the total quality management, which in short is TQM. So these are the two ways in which customers try to put their efforts in trying to manage the customer experience. So first we'll see the service marketing. Service marketing is nothing but whenever you are providing a service to that, it is very essential to understand what services are and what are the important characteristics of the services are. So first we'll understand the special attributes which actually define the services are. The first one is the intangible dominant. Service is like I'm greeting you, I'm welcoming you all whenever you are watching my video. So that's a kind of a service or I'm giving to you. Whereas that what it differentiates from the product. Product, let's say you're having a mobile phone, which is a tangible asset. You can feel that product, which is a physical product. Whereas service is an intangible product or intangible is one of the characteristics of it. We cannot see it, but you can feel and you can think about it as we have just discussed in the previous slide. So the important characteristic of service is it is intangible dominant. It is intangible. The second one is that it is inseparable. Like service can be provided at the time. It's not like there are two products and we are trying to differentiate like that. Whenever you are giving a service, let us say you are providing a service of help desk. Then in that case, whatever customer will call to you, then you will take care of him at that moment and you will not separate with that the other customer. So it is inseparable. It is also one of the essential characteristics. Heterogeneous is because the way service provides will vary from person to person. Let us say at your help desk or the customer care, how the one of your customer care agent handles the other person might not be the same the way he handles with another. So it is a heterogeneous. It is different and it varies from person to person or from service to services. And it is non-perishable. I mean, it is perishable. In a way, like whenever you are treating a, let us say in the case of customer care, you are calling a help desk, then you, over the telephone, they are providing a service. Then you have to do at that moment itself. So that interpersonal interaction will happen. So interpersonal interaction is not like a physical product where you can store. So it happens at that moment and it is perishable. Once your interaction is over, then the service you have provided to that customer at that time completes. So other important characteristics, it is perishable. So we have to keep these 4 points, mean these 4 attributes of the services whenever we are trying to influence the cognitive, affective, behavioral, and the social response of the customer. Next is total quality management. Another way in which you work on the customer experience on your service is like by providing a total quality management where you ensure the quality of the products and the processes is really good. And how do you do that is first you will define the objective and then you will apply the objectives and then you will take a feedback also from whom? From the important stakeholders like the customers. So first you define the quality or you will define an objective, then those will be applied and then finally you take the feedback and then you continuously work on this loop. This is how the total quality management works, wherein all the processes that are involved in this process and the products that are there, everything is taken care and like all the stakeholders are involved, like whoever are there in this loop, it might be the HR department, it might be sales, it might be marketing, it might be the customer, everything that is there in this will be taken care. So this is the important feature of the total quality management, that each and every aspect of this providing the service and the processes are covered so as to ensure the quality. So the main aim of the main objective of the total quality management is the idea of having the zero defects. Means there should not be any chance in for the customer complaints to come or the customer dissatisfaction. You know, you should always ensure the customer is satisfied and the value that you are providing to the customer also meets. So the idea of zero defects is one of the objectives in the total quality management. Another idea is what it also tries to do is it tries to reduce the cost at the same time improving on the quality. So this is another aim of the total quality management because this will ensure a good customer experience and at the same time it will reduce the cost of the company over the course of time. So it will lead to profitability. So you have to work on total quality management. So we have understood that the customer experience is the behavior or the thinking and the feeling that the customer is having and how you take care is the providing the service quality. You characterize each and every element of the service that you are providing, and the second one is by ensuring a total quality management wherein you are applying the concept of zero defects. So these are the two ways by which you can enhance the customer experience. Now some of the very important terminology that are generally essential when you're talking about the customer experiences are, the first one is the touch point. The definition of the touch point is where your customer comes into virtual or concrete contact. So virtual or a concrete or a physical contact with your company's products or the services, communications, people, process or technology. Let us say you are selling the biscuits. Then what will happen is the moment the person is eating the biscuit, then that is one of the touch point. Or let us say you're having a shop, and when the customer is coming and purchasing at your shop, then the place where the bill is created and where the person is paying the cash, then at the time he is coming in contact with the person who is preparing the bill or the invoice. So here this person is nothing but the touch point. So likewise, whenever the customer is actually coming in contact with either your person or with your product or with your process. Let us say process is an example of email. Whenever a customer is writing an email to you, then that is also one of the touch points. So touch points can be products, services, communication, place, people, processes, or technologies. So these are the different ways in which the customer can come in contact with you. So that contact is defined as a touch point. So it is essential that we have to work on the touch points, and then the customer experience is essentially defined by the way they are handled at the touch points. Another important concept is the moment of truth. So what happens is, first we understand the definition. So whenever a customer interaction at the touch point happens, then the moment when the customer forms or evaluates judgment, positive or negative, about their experience. Now at the touch point, what happens is, of course, a customer experience is generated. Then when the customer experience is generated, what is the feeling at the time the customer is getting? Whether it might be positive that the service is good or the product is good, or he may feel bad about it, or he may form the negative opinion or the negative judgment about the product or the service. And that at that moment, that is nothing but the moments of truth. Because this is called moment of truth because the customer is actually experiencing that. Okay, that is why the definition is the moment of truth. Next important thing is why customer experience is essential and how the customer engagement will lead to customer experience enhancement. The more the customer is engaging with you or is in a relationship with your company or the products, then the better it is. It will also in a way work for the customer experience. Why customer engagement is important is engaged customers are more committed to the brand or the firm that than customers who are just satisfied. So let us take the case of an Apple iPhone. Many people who purchase Apple iPhone, they will always want to stick to that Apple iPhone only because they feel that they are getting a good perceived value. Their perceived value is high. At the same time, the customer experience is high, and then the value that they are getting is also very high. So these are the things which Apple is providing through their iPhones. So the moment any customer who comes in engagement with this iPhone, then they will feel associated with the product and they will have that loyalty toward the brand. Compared to the same case, let us take another example. Let us say you have purchased a Redmi mobile. The customer who is purchasing a Redmi mobile, he might not be having the same loyalty or the same commitment toward the person who is owning an Apple iPhone. The reason is because Apple provides a completely different experience compared to the Redmi. The same experience of Redmi can be provided by the Huawei or with the Nokia or with the Samsung. Whereas the customer experience when the person is purchasing Apple iPhone is completely different. So these are the engaged customers, and these are the customers you can say who are just satisfied with the product when they are purchasing for the first time. So this is the difference. So business should always work for to get the engaged customers. Okay. So this is essential. And what is the engaged customers? As I've just said, they have a sense of confidence. They feel they take their pride. They have the passion in the brand. As I've just said, like Apple iPhone, they feel that they are confident. Their confidence levels are high. They love the brand. They are passionate about the Apple iPhones. So these are the things that comes with the customer engagement. And the four important aspects of the customer engagement are which are defined by four I's is the involvement, the interaction, the intimacy, and the influence. Involvement is how much you're involving with the product. Interaction is how much interaction you're having with the people or the process of that business. Third one is the intimacy, what is your feeling, and the fourth one is influence, how you are like the thoughts, like how positive or negative or inspired, whatever you feel at the time. So these four are the essential things that are to be taken care whenever you are working on the customer engagement aspect. Now the next thing is we have understood the customer experience attributes. Now is how we will manage the customer experience. There are some tools and methods by which you can manipulate or you can improve the customer experience. We'll see in this. First one is like mystery shopping. Mystery shopping definition is involve the recruitment of paid shoppers to report on their customer experience. You might have seen many of the unboxing videos on YouTube. Unboxing, like whenever a new mobile phone comes, then one of the YouTube channel who are having a lot of subscribers, what they will do is they will unbox it. how they're unboxing it, because some of these mobile companies, they are giving their products so that they can get a feedback of these YouTube channels. So they are giving them for free, or sometimes they're also paying it, so as to understand how the end customer is feeling. So that definition is nothing but the mystery shopping. If you go with the definition, it involves the recruitment of paid shoppers to report on the customer experience. Okay. Another is experience mapping. Experience mapping is a process that tries to understand, chart, and improve what happens at the customer touchpoint. So this is essential. What happens at the customer touchpoint? Then how you will do it? You can do this with the help of interacting. You can form the groups, or you can conduct the face-to-face interviews with the customer who is there in your shop. Let us take an example of a shop. So once the person has purchased something from a shop, the moment he comes out, then one of your team, one of the organization member can interact with this customer as to how was his experience, and whether he felt good about it or bad about it, or what were the feelings that the customer was going through. Then this type of getting the feedback from the customers in real time is the experience mapping. Next is the third one is ethnographic methods. Many times social culture effects also affect the customer experience. Let us take an example of the Nokia mobile. In India, Nokia mobile is very popular. So if you say socially, let us say I want to purchase a mobile, and then if I ask my friends or families, then what they will do is they will tell me to purchase a Nokia mobile, because all my friends and family, they are having a faith in the Nokia mobile. So socially, when I'm in contact with these people, they will recommend me to purchase this mobile. So that is how the social context is essential, which happens through the word of mouth or through their own personal behaviors. And the second is the cultural context. Sometimes we want to purchase a local product which is made in India itself. So let us say if you are manufacturing a new mobile, and then if it's a made in India or a make in India, then culturally all the Indians we want to purchase that product. So they are having some cultural aspect to it whenever the product is made in India. So that is how the cultural context also affects. So the study of these two and influencing these two behaviors is nothing but the ethnographic methods. Next is the another method to understand the customer experience is through the participant observation. So participating in the customer experience at various touch points. So what you do is, let us say you are a CEO or the marketing manager of a, let us say, Big Bazaar. Then you randomly happen to go to a Big Bazaar shop as a normal customer, and then you yourself experience how what feeling you are getting whenever you are seeing from a third person point of view, where these Big Bazaar people are not knowing that you are the company person. You just behave as a normal customer, then you will come to know how the customer is experiencing. This is how you get the observation by behaving as a participant, by participating in that. So this is one of the methods to have a customer experience. And another one is having as behaving as a non-participant observation. So what happens here is like companies require the senior managers to observe the interactions. So what happens, let us say at the billing counter or wherever the salespersons are communicating with the customer, you deploy one of the persons from your marketing department or sales department to see how the interaction between the salesperson and the customer is having. So based on that, you will get a feedback on the customer experience. So here you are non-participant, but then you are seeing the real-time participation and you're observing all those things. So that is how you get a feel of the customer experience. So these are some of the methods through which we'll understand the customer experience, and by affecting the important characteristics of the products and services, you can manipulate the customer experience. So these are the things you need to take care whenever you are defining the customer experience, which is essential for the strategic customer relationship management. So if you have liked the video or you have the good experience of watching this video, then hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos. And thank you for watching.